Hello there, I'm George Craig, I'm 21 years old and I come from Watersfield in West Sussex. The monologues I will be doing for you today will be Tom's monologue from a play called Last Christmas, written by Matthew Balgo, and then Proteus's monologue from Two Gentlemen of Verona by William Shakespeare. He loved Bob Dylan. Wasn't too keen on the electrical stuff or his religious period, but yeah, Bob Dylan. I never really got it till I was much older, but he once squatted in the house that Dylan Thomas grew up in. His mother had kicked him out of the house because he'd failed all his grammar school exams, which he failed on purpose because he knew that she wouldn't be able to afford the uniform. Mum showed me this poem he'd written once. He'd have never have shown me it himself. It was this diatribe denouncing the older generation. The one and only poem he ever got published. It was called The Young and Dads. He never bollocked me for getting pissed or stoned or coming home late or whatever because he just never did. We'd both just stand there and stare at each other. Knowing, of course, but he wouldn't say a word. He'd just give me a look, yeah? This look that said, "You're better than that." Because he was cool. He was cool, and that used to kill me. That look. Maybe that's what I've been needing all along, you know, just him giving me that look one last time. And I want to fall to my knees and just beat the ground. I want to drag the dirt up by the handful. I just want to hold him and say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for never being there for you when you were always there for me. I'm sorry that I let you down. I just want to howl at the fucking sky. And as the tears pour out, a year's worth of something just lifts. For once in my life, I know exactly what to say, so I say it. Thank you, Dad. To leave my Julia shall I be forsworn. To love fair Sylvia shall I be forsworn. To wrong my friend I shall be much forsworn. And even that power that gave me my first oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bids me swear, and love bids me forswear. Oh, sweet suggesting love, if thou hadst sinned, teach me, thy tempted subject, to excuse it. At first I did adore a twinkling star, but now I worship a celestial sun. Unheedful vows may heedfully be broken, and he wants wit that once resolved will to learn his wit, to exchange the bad for the better. Oh, fie, unreverent tongue to call her bad. Whose sovereignty thou so oft hast preferred with 20,000 soul-confirming oaths. I cannot leave to love, and yet I do, but there I leave to love, where I should love. Julia I lose, and Valentine I lose. If I keep them, I needs must lose myself. If I lose them, thus find I by their loss for Valentine myself, for Julia Sylvia. I to myself am dearer than a friend, for love is still most precious in itself. And Sylvia, witness heaven that made her fair, shows Julia but a swarthy Ethiop. I will forget that Julia is alive, remembering that my love to her is dead, and Valentine I'll hold an enemy, aiming at Sylvia as a sweeter friend. Thank you very much for watching. So one thing I've seen that's had an impact on me would be I went to see a live rehearsal of these second year students at Mount View. And they did a live rehearsal of this Duncan Macmillan play called Every Brilliant Thing. The direction was great, the acting was great, but what really got me was just the themes of depression and suicide. And I'd say it had a big impact on me just because it was something that I could really connect to. Not in the sense that I'm depressed and whatever, but I've had similar struggles that were brushed on in the play, and I just feel. I mean, I left the rehearsal room in tears, but it really, really made me think about how valuable life is, and like no matter how shit things get, there's always something to hold on to, even if it's not visible to you. There's always something there, and yeah, it was just a really, really eye-opening sort of experience. But yeah, thank you.